Hey guys, welcome to the show. I'm Rantoinette, and before we get into it, if you wouldn't mind, please liking and subscribing. It would mean the world to me, and it doesn't cost you anything. Okay, so let's get into it. I'd like to start off today by illustrating talking about a story that illustrates the DEI versus the myth of meritocracy. It's the biggest story of the day. Everybody's talking about it. Jeffrey Goldberg, who is the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, he was on a Signal call, which is an encrypted, texting and calling, sharing information service, and he was on a Signal text stream with J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Mike Waltz, who actually set this thing up, Pete Hegseth, Stephen Miller, Tulsi Gabbard, and a whole bunch of others. And he's reading off all of these text messages that are coming through that are talking about bombing of the Houthis in Yemen. And he thought it was he wasn't sure if it was real, if it was a joke, if it was some kind of setup, but he wasn't sure what to do. And he says, I didn't think it was real until the bombs started dropping. And then he decided to take himself off, exit the Signal stream, and here's the thing. He's saying this as if I don't want to, I don't want to be privy to secrets, but yet he's in this Signal stream to begin with. And he was invited by Mike Waltz. And I find this really humorous that he's saying, I wouldn't want to share any kind of information, but he's sharing this information. And at the same time, he's saying, I'm a journalist and I want to be open and honest, but then he pulls himself out of it. I mean, honestly, if I had been him, I'd been like, just shut up and just keep reading. Well, anyway, they are literally talking about, these officials, Hegseth, Miller, J.D. Vance, they are literally talking about the plans to bomb, bomb these Houthis. And it is obviously, supposed to be classified information. Now, look, personally, I think the less classified information, the better. So I don't really agree that, when you have like Leon Panetta going, oh, this is a big deal, they're allowing out state secrets and stuff like that. It's like, dude, everything is such a fucking state secret. No wonder nobody trusts anybody in the government because it's all state secrets, national security. It's all a bunch of horse shit anyway. But I mean, except for the fact that they did bomb those Houthis and, dozens and dozens of people died. I believe a hospital was bombed. So, there really is life and death implications involved in this, but I don't think that they really give a good goddamn about it. And just so you know, there are no good guys in this story. Let's not pretend like Jeffrey Goldberg is a good guy. He was a water carrier for Bush and Cheney during the Iraq War, trying to validate the reasons for us going into the Iraq War. Now, I mean, years and years later, we know now that was all bullshit. The weapons of mass destruction thing, that was all a bunch of horse shit. We all know that now. It's, it's plain as day. But back in those days, they needed people to help sell this war. And Jeffrey Goldberg was one of those guys. And, he carried water for Dick Cheney and George Bush, just like, CNN did, just like Fox News did, just like MSNBC did. It was, I remember back in those days, my favorite quote was, well, we can't let the proof come in the form of a mushroom cloud. Let the proof come out, and then we'll go ahead and find out. The mushroom cloud. Oh, fuck you, man. Seriously, fuck you. Well, Anyway, he is saying that he is going to release the rest of that text stream after Tulsi Gabbard gets grilled in a Senate committee trying to investigate, this leak, and she says it's all real. It's all true. And meanwhile, Pete Hegseth on the other side going, oh, this is fake. And Donald Trump's like, oh, I don't know anything about it. Which, by the way, how many times has Donald Trump used that as an excuse? I don't know anything about it. You're the fucking president, man. Whether you know about it or not, it's all on you. The buck stops with you. So this excuse of I don't know anything about it, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. This should be it should be a career-ending event. Every one of the scandals that goes on in the Trump regime should be career-ending, but they do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, and we're so busy looking at the one that just happened that there's 12 more that are going to happen the next day. You don't have time to catch up. And it's the Steve Bannon flood the zone, tactic, and it's working. But I'm watching. I watched this guy on Fox News today give reading all of this, all these texts, you could see all the transparency. Yeah, that's why they're using an encrypted service called Signal for transparency. Sure, like all of this would have gotten out if Goldberg hadn't have released it. Sure, man, it's real transparent. He also said, these are some real stand-up guys, and you could see by the way that they're writing that they're taking this stuff seriously. Nah! This is fucking insane, man. It is North Korea, dear leader. The man doesn't shit because his digestive system is perfect, and he plays 18 holes and hits 18 holes in one. This dear leader kiss the president's ass no matter what shit is really fucking old. And we're just 2 fucking months into this 4-year hellscape. Anyway, I'm sure that there's going to be more to come on this, but honestly, I don't know if we're going to be able to pay attention because tomorrow there are going to be 12 more scandals. We're not going to be able to pay attention to this. I would like it to stick in the news for a couple of days. It's just the incompetence of it all. And oh, by the way, but her emails. Like, I don't even like fucking Hillary Clinton. She was not a good candidate. She is corrupt as the day is long. I am not a fan of Miss Hillary, but the screaming and yelling about her fucking emails. They acid washed their emails. They poured bleach on them. They took them outside. They scrubbed them really hard. Fuck you, man. Seriously, fuck you. Oh, God, damn. The hypocrisy just knows no bounds. No bounds. All right, well, let's go into another story here. 80,000 planned layoffs for the VA. 80,000 people are planned to be fired, let go from the VA. And I've already seen some stories. Veterans, small businesses have been defunded. These are the people that were willing to sacrifice everything to go fight for our freedom. And we're just letting them just dangle in the breeze. I remember Donald Trump saying that they're suckers and losers. Well, I don't think that they're suckers and losers, but he's treating them like that. For God's sakes, they just ended the veterans suicide hotline. How fucking cold is that? What are you going to have? Doge, hires Grok to do fucking AI to help these people out. These veterans with, shell shock and mental disabilities due to being in war and being shelled to death. These people need some mental health as well as physical help. But, they're cutting off the suicide hotline. Well, I'm watching some of these veterans. Some of them are pretty pissed. And, I mean, if I was a veteran, I'd be pretty fucking pissed too. But there are still some that are like, I voted for him 3 times and I just don't understand why he would do this to us. I don't want to be that, I told you so. But god damn, man, he's been in the zeitgeist, Trump, for the last 10 plus years. And he has done nothing but just shit on veterans. And you're still not getting it. It's that old, I'm part of the party of the leopards eating face party going, well, I didn't know that they were going to eat my face. Yeah, man, they're going to eat your face. But they're still defending him. And it's mind-boggling. I mean, so far, Doge is fired somewhere between 150 and 250,000 government workers. A lot of these people are veterans. And, they get an email saying, you're done, you're fired, we don't need you anymore. These people that did the ultimate sacrifice for us, either, injured physically or mentally, are now getting screwed over by the man that they voted for. And some of them are even still defending him. I don't know, man. This whole the fever is going to break thing, I don't think that that's ever going to happen. There will always be 25, 30% of this country that just don't get it. And I don't know if it's even worth your time to try to convince them otherwise. They're going to have to learn their lessons the hard way. And I don't relish that at all. I don't want people to get hurt, but it looks like that they might. And it's really sad. It's really sad. Okay, moving on. Janet Mills, who is the governor of Maine. I don't know if you guys remember this, back last month. It was like late February. She is at a governor's meeting in the White House. And Donald Trump called her out on the carpet. He got everybody to raise their hand about getting, passing new laws in their schools against trans people. And she didn't raise her hand. And Donald Trump looks at her and goes, why didn't you raise your hand? And she's like, I believe that the federal law is clear and states have rights, and I am going to run my state the way I want to run my state. Now, I need you guys to keep this in mind. I think that there is 2 students, transgender students, in the entire state of Maine. And Donald Trump wants to do a blanket law, which, by the way, he has no power to do any of that stuff. He has power over the federal, but not over states. I mean, I hear the Republicans all the time, states' rights, man. Except for, shit that I care about, then it's no more states' rights. It's what I say. Well, he has been on a warpath. After that meeting, during that meeting, when she says, I believe that the law is clear and I am going to run my state the way I want to. And Donald Trump's like, I'm going to make it really tough on you. And she goes, okay, we'll see you in court. So she basically, just stood up to him and told him to fucking piss off. And I appreciate that, because we need more people that just tell him to fucking piss off. Unfortunately, he has been on a warpath against her ever since. Trying to enact all kinds of crazy shit against her state. And one of the things, she just put out a tweet today saying, she either needs to apologize to me, it's all about him and his fucking fragile little ego, she either needs to apologize to me, or I'm going to take away all of her funding for all of her schools. He is a fucking man-child. This is somebody who has never had anybody say no to him. Talk about the silver spoon up his ass. Gold fucking spoon. This guy. This just man baby. If I don't get what I want, I'm going to take my body back and go home. Goddamn fucking Cartman. Go home. Go home. Respect your authority. Suck my dick. Goddamn. Anyway, he is like one of the most petty people I've ever seen in my life, this guy. And now like I said, he's really got it out for Maine, trying to cut their funding. But that's not all he's doing. I mean, recently he went after Columbia here in the city. And he said to the dean, the president of Columbia, either you do what I want or I'm going to take away your funding. And instead of doing what the governor of Maine did, they're like, okay, well, what do you want? We'll do whatever you say. Just, don't take away our funding and, please be nice to us. And, we'll be good. Okay. And they just kind of cowered. Ask Neville Chamberlain how that worked when you try to appease a fascist. Fascists going to fascist, man. And they don't just stop with getting what they want. Once they get what they want, they go, ooh, I can get more. Well, I want this, and this. I mean, that's a real nice shop you got there, Mr. Jones. I hate to see something happen to that shop, Tell you what, I'm going to sell you a little protection, okay? And, all it's going to cost you is 20% of your business, and we will make sure that nothing ever happens to your store. And you're like, well, nothing's ever happened to my store before, so I ain't paying you 20%. So just like the mafia, they show up and wreck the fucking store. And they go, man, that's a real shame about your store. What happened? So the offer's still on the table, 20%. And now Columbia's like, okay, well, what do you want? And what does they want? They basically want to take away free speech. They're like, no more masks, so nobody can wear masks anymore, unless, of course, you're a cop, or some federal law enforcement that's coming to snatch you off the street. Then you wear all the masks you want. But, no more masks, no more people protesting Israel, and you need to get a provost marshal. You need to empower your campus police to be able to arrest anybody that they want to. I mean, some real fucking fascist shit. It's straight up authoritarian. You have freedom of speech to say the things that I like. And if you say anything that I don't like, then I'm just going to put you in jail or have you kicked off campus or, take away your degree or whatever the hell it is. You cannot appease a fascist. When this guy comes for you, you got to fight. You got to fight. And I'm not saying it's not going to suck. It's probably going to be really difficult. But you got to fight him. Because if you don't, they're just going to take more. An extortionist doesn't stop at extorting you one time. They continue to blackmail you over and over and over again. That's how it works. Stop trying to appease these people. Tell them to fuck off. Okay, I'm going to end it today with, it's not a heartwarming story, but it's kind of a funny story. And it kind of, it's kind of part of what I was just talking about with the corruption that's going on in Donald Trump's, regime. I'm going to keep calling it a regime because that's all they said about the Biden regime. No, it's the Trump regime, baby. All right, so Donald Trump, he has a spiritual advisor. Her name is Paula White. She is one of those prosperity doctrine televangelists. And she is out there selling blessings for $1,000. And some of the blessings that you get are, if you give us your blessing. And by the way, I'm watching this video and there's this guy in the background playing soft piano. And she's like, and she's in this real soft focus light. And she's like, if you donate, or it's not a donation. If you, what do they do in these mega churches? It's planting a seed. Is planting a faith seed. But if you plant $1,000 faith seed, then God will give you your own personal angel, and he will go after your enemies for you, and he will give you good health, and you'll make some money, and your life will be good, and there'll be rainbows every day, and a new puppy will show up on your front door in the morning, and he will give you hugs and kisses, and apple pie, and warm weather for the rest of your life. And it's always these ridiculous bullshit promises. But I mean, this is pretty apropos of the corrupt, grifty nature of Trump's administration is, these for-profit evangelical televangelist types that are desperately trying to vacuum up people of faith's money. Because, look, I'm an atheist, okay? I was raised Christian. I did a lot of Bible studying growing up. I actually read the book, which unlike a lot of Christians, I actually read the whole damn thing. But I mean, some of the stuff that that is very memorable when it comes to religion, I believe Jesus threw those money lenders out of the temple. He said that it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is to get a rich man into heaven. But meanwhile, the grift now is the more money you got, the more Jesus loves you. And for a small donation, seed donation of $1,000, you're going to get your private angel who's going to take care of everything. Oh, what is going to protect you against your enemies? Well, I don't know, man. What if your enemy decides to give $1,000 and they get their own angel? And then those two angels are fighting it out to see who's going to, get the blessing? I mean, is that how it works? Because God doesn't know that your enemy got a seed angel. What kind of ridiculous bullshit is this? Anyway, and if you act now, you get this 10-inch Waterford crystal cross that you can fuck yourself with when you realize you just got screwed out of $1,000. Praise Jesus. Praise the Lord. God damn it. God damn it. These people that believe in this kind of stuff are the same people that believe in Donald Trump. They take everything on faith. They just want a big, strong man to tell them what's right and what's wrong so they don't have to do any thinking. And it is leading us all down a pretty fucking dark path. Check this out. Easter's coming up. And Donald Trump is now seeking corporate sponsors for the Easter egg roll. And he's saying, you can get, some really fine placement for your logo on the side. We're just grifting off of this, this Christian holiday. Look, I don't think that they should be doing Easter egg rolls at the White House anyway. Look, it's whatever. It's fine. Kids are out there, rolling, doing the little egg roll. And I believe for the last 100 plus years, I think this thing was invented back in the 1800s, this tradition of the Easter egg roll on the White House lawn. But it was sponsored by the U.S., egg company or the egg manufacturers of the United States. So it was kind of not just one egg company, it was just all of the eggs, made or grown or shot out of chicken butt. But it was not corporate sponsored. This would be the first time that it's corporate sponsored. When you see this corporate sponsorship of a Christian holiday on the White House lawn, so you got corporations, you got religion, and you got politics, all in a colored egg day right here at the White House. It's fantastic. This is just awesome stuff. And I gotta say, I am really getting tired of the lies. And I mean, I'm sure that anybody that's watching this is probably in agreement with me. We're all kind of tired of the lies. And I'm just done with the hypocrisy. If you come at me and you even got a little bit of hypocrisy in whatever you're saying, I'm just going to call you out. I'm just done trying to placate you. You know, you are lying to yourself, and now you want me to validate your lie for you. Fuck you. No more. No more. I am done with the bullshit. I'm done with hypocrisy, and I'm done with the fucking lying. As Christopher Walken said, I know I'm doing Donald Trump over here. I used to be able to do Christopher Walken said, I know the pantomime like I know the back of my hand. And when you know the pantomime like I do, then it beats lie detector test hands down. So you're trying to not tell me anything, but you're showing me everything. And I'm keyed in on your bullshit. So hypocrisy, corruption, Trump regime, kiss my ass. All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll catch you tomorrow.